We are going to be covering something really exciting today, you guys. It's how to create claymation style video ads and even a few static creatives that all stop the scroll, right? And kind of using the power of Claude. You can also use whichever AI agent you like, but I love jamming out with my Claude, and then how to put those prompts into Kreator to get some really cool stuff. So by the end of this, you're going to watch me build one of these live, start to finish, using a real product. And I actually want to invite you to do this in tandem with me if you have a Kreator account. All right, cool. So I want you guys to look at these for a second. This is the style of ads we're going to be talking about today, and it's claymation. And what's cool about it is just kind of, I don't know, it just stops me when I see it scrolling. I just have to watch it. I don't know what it is. It makes your brain go, wait a minute, like I want to know what's going on. And so that's the reaction that we want to teach you how to create today and how to create it for yourself, for your own product on demand. So let's go ahead and give these a quick watch. If you have, so just so you have a better idea of what's going on. Breaking your cognition and trust. All right, we got this one. And so we're making them funny. Awesome. So, what is claymation? Claymation is a stop motion animation technique that is done by literally moving figurines of clay in frame by frame photography. So, it's physical manipulation, it's super time consuming. And what's pretty amazing is just think about like a full days of work. Claymation typically yields 1 to 4 seconds of usable footage per day of work. And I think maybe that's why this kind of ad style is having such a comeback right now, because traditionally it was super time consuming, super creative, and now it's super accessible for people like you and me and, just any e-commerce owner. And we get to make our own versions, which is pretty neat. So, here's my promise to you. By the end of this, when we wrap up today, you are going to walk away with one finished scroll stopping claymation style video generated with your product and Kreator. So make sure you have your Kreator account pulled up if you are a user. And if you're choosing just to watch, you're not a user just yet, stick around because there is a super special bonus. So perfect. So quick about me, just so you know why you should trust this process. I have built and scaled seven-figure brands, including an e-commerce loose leaf tea subscription box. So besides being a tea snob, I've created winning offers, ads, content systems completely from scratch, and I've had a successful e-com exit. So I've coached entrepreneurs in business and marketing masterminds. And honestly, right now, my whole obsession is making your life easier, making marketing feel simple, fast, and actually profitable, because I don't think people have time to overthink content all the time. And that's why I'm the customer success advocate here at Kreator. I'm all about making your scale up enjoyable. So before jumping in, I want to know, like, I'm sure, we've all seen AI ads out there now, but I want to know if you're able to sniff them out, right? Let me know in the chat, what are typically some things that are giving away, like generated AI ads? Like, for example, for me, it is maybe the lip syncing is off. Maybe I've seen extra fingers. I've seen, repeated movements, super Barbie skin. Yeah, let me know. And yes, there's a lot of things that scream AI, right? But what's nice about claymation is that it's obviously not real, right? And this is one idea I want you to leave with today, even if you forget everything else. This is called the uncanny valley. So this phenomenon was first coined and described by the Japanese, he's a Japanese roboticist. I might butcher this, but it's Masahiro Mori. And he noticed that people found his robots more appealing if they looked more human. However, this only worked up to a certain point. Once it reached a certain point of humanness, people actually felt really uneasy, disturbed, maybe like afraid. And he also noticed that when he went to like wax museums or saw wax figurines, that he also got this like weird ick feeling. So he came up with a theory. And he said, as things approach looking more human, there is a sharp dip of likability right before they look 100% human. So researchers obviously wanted to know more. You know, you hear a theory and researchers are like, put me in, coach. So what they did was used a cartoon robot face and a real human face and use software to generate kind of a smooth sequence between the two. Think of a slider. So from going to like 0% human to 100% human. And they showed the whole range and asked people super simple questions. How human does this look? How much do you like it? How creepy does it feel? And then they plotted the answers. So when you graph how human it looks against how much you like it, you get Maury's same dip. So comfort climbs and then it suddenly drops off, but then hits 100% when it becomes back to a real human. So, have you guys ever seen the movie Polar Express? Right, this one right here. That movie just, I mean, we watch it every Christmas time, but it gives me such like a uneasy feeling watching the movements because the textures and movements just weren't there. And that was, back in 2004. And I never knew why until I learned about the uncanny valley. And same thing with Shrek right here. So funny story about Shrek. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the early testings of the film Shrek actually made some children cry when they saw Princess Fiona because she was just simply like a little too lifelike. And it caused kids to feel like unnerved, right? And they're like a little bit frightened. And many actually, yeah, many cried. So, based on those responses, filmmakers actually went back and gave her a more cartoon like appearance to prevent that uncanny valley effect. And so, learning this, I think maybe that's why a lot of AI can sometimes feel a little bit off and can often just get scrolled past. So, what I love about Claymation is that this completely sidesteps that, right? Nobody expects clay to look real. So, nothing ever feels off. And that's like the whole unlock here. You don't have to keep chasing realism. You can start chasing charm. You can chase humor. You can tug on heartstrings. And you can get some crazy physics defying graphics too that just make it super fun. And yeah, that's the whole unlock. So, what happens when your ads actually get watched and they're not scrolled by? A couple things, right? So, obviously, higher engagement, higher completion rates, and you get content that feels fresh instead of fatigued. And people actually stop and watch it again, and they might even share them. And so, you're not just making cute content. What you're doing is you're making memorable content that changes your numbers and your reach. So, here's an example of something that showed up on my feed actually a couple days ago. So, yes, I'm totally giving you a glimpse into my personal Facebook algorithm right now, and that's creatine gummies. So, kind of fitness and health gummies. And I looked at the numbers on this ad and I was like, my jaw dropped because it has almost 9,000 likes, right? It has 235 comments. And sifting through the comments, it was super positive. Like, wow, this ad is so good. I love this product. It has over 700 shares and almost 3,000 saves. So, pretty awesome engagement numbers. And, like, I don't know. And people are sharing it too. So, think it just about like, what happens when your friend shares a post. Now you see it and it's like you're not even paying for those views. So super in on that. Are you guys in? Okay, so how do we actually make it then? So here's the whole workflow. So you have the map before we jump into it. I want you to so 4 steps. We brainstorm the concepts. This is with Claude. We pick a concept and then Claude directs it and gives us a prompt that we put into Kreator. And that's literally it. I know it sounds really easy and I'm going to show you kind of the step-by-step here. But just remember this map because that's what we're going to be zooming in on. So before we start, I'm going to give you guys a minute. Go ahead and open up your Claude. go ahead and open up your product URL and your Kreator account. And again, if you don't have a Kreator account, don't worry. We will take care of you at the end of this. We have a awesome offer for you guys on how to get started. And go ahead and get those tabs open now. Okay, so the first prompt we're going to be putting into Claude, and I don't want you to guys get overwhelmed. Everything's going to be put into the chat for you by one of my team members here. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my Claude. Me and my husband share a Claude, so his name is Cody. And here's the first prompt. I told it to not use any skill packs because I've been playing around with skill packs and you guys don't have those yet. So I wanted to show exactly what you're going to be getting. So I want to make a Claymation style ad using Cdance 2.0 for my product. So what you can do, and anything where it has the brackets, I want you guys to insert your product URL there. Okay. And so specifically Amazon right now, Amazon's having a moment. They are not letting AI crawl their site. So if you are an Amazon seller, what I'm going to ask you to do is take a screenshot or basically a PDF. So if you're on a Windows, you're going to do Control P. If you're on a Mac like myself, I'm going to go Control P. So this is going to take a PDF version. All right. I'm going to save that. Alrighty. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plop this PDF into here. And I'm going to say PDF is attached. And then it says, give me 5 funny, ridiculous video ideas. And then if you want to put anything like that makes sense for your brand. So for example, maybe you want to focus on back to school, or you want to do, I don't know, if you're like a lawnmower, maybe you want to do something funny about having the best lawn in town, or I don't know. But I'm going to take this part out, but really change up those brackets. They're meant for you to have like customization, really. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press go on this. So while that's thinking, so what this is doing is it's crawling over the PDF I uploaded or the URL that you shared, and it is pulling out core features and then coming up with some, like I said, those kind of crazy, ridiculous ideas. So let's give that a minute. All right. And hopefully you're doing this in tandem, like I said, with me. And so I might be going a little bit slow if you're not doing it tandem, but I want you guys to read through these really quickly, see if you like any of them. So I'm just reading through these super quickly. All right. And let's say I like prompt number 5, for example. So what I'm going to do then, so you're going to choose the concept you like the most. And think about just choosing one that's kind of like easy to storyboard in your mind in like 3 to 5 scenes. Because what we're going to be doing is making a video that's under 15 seconds. Right now, with Cdance being the model that we're using, it does have a 15-second limit. Now, in the next couple of weeks, it will be 30 seconds, which is really exciting. But for right now, we're going to do storyboard it 3 to 5 scenes, 15-ish seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. But when in doubt, when you're trying to choose a concept, I just tell people choose the funniest one because, again, claymation, you can just get kind of ridiculous, right? All right, so prompt number 2. Again, don't worry, this is getting put in the chat for you. And what we're going to do is copy and paste that. Where did my Claude go? And then I'm going to say, I like concept number. And again, same thing. Make sure with those brackets that you're going in and editing it. I'm going to ask it to make a 10-second video. For this one, like, what do you want the user to feel? Like, I want the person to view the ad to laugh, right? And then basically what we're asking it is give me for each scene the mood, the summary, the dynamic shot by shot. So Claude is going to create basically what a director does, right? Tell me the lighting, the time of day, the environment, um, what the how the camera's moving. So super duper, it'll get crazy specific. And I always like when I'm making an ad to end kind of with a short call to action or a brand card. Um, all right. And then what I'm asking specifically is that the scenes are labeled scene one, scene two, etc. So it just is nice and clean. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send that. It's going to think. All right, it is thinking. So while it's doing that, make sure you pull up your Kreator account. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste it from where it says this scene one all the way down to, oh, it's still thinking. I just love how creative Claude gets. I just blows my mind each time. Still going. Okay, perfect. We are going to go back, make sure you copy that, and we're going to go create new video clip. All right, and we're going to copy this in here. And I always like to click this open. It gives us kind of a bigger view over here. And let's see if there's anything we need to clean up. Let's start from the top. And again, do this in tandem with me. We can clean that part up. Perfect. And then it's up to you. Sometimes I keep this in here because it just gives a better just more info. I kind of talk about, when you're building an AI, think about like a pizza, like better ingredients, better pizza. So the more info that the AI model has, kind of the better output you're going to get. So, all right, now that we're looking at that, looks good. And then make sure you're following along with me on this part because it's pretty specific and I want to walk you through some parts here. So for an image reference, this is where we're going to choose our product. So again, I'm sure if you're a Kreator user, you already have your products uploaded in here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my shoes, give it more angles. And so starting image and end image, this is if you're using like reference images, if you want it to look specifically like this but right now, like I said, we're kind of just letting the AI model do its thing. And what I wanted to do too is show you that we actually created some really cool actors for you guys. So we have claymation style actors if you wanted to use them. For this demo, I'm just letting our AI, the reasoning agent, just choose who they think would be a good fit for it and kind of generate somebody. But we do have claymation style actors in here. So if you wanted to use one of those, you got it. Okay, so I do want audio on this. I want the resolution to be nice and high. And here's super important is we change that duration. So I said 10 seconds, let's do 10 seconds. And then I don't know about you guys, but I love to kind of make two versions every single time because I like to, for two reasons. One, the positive reason is I feel like you get more to choose from, and you also can get inspired by like a new thing in there, right? Like, oh, that's such a good idea, or like it did it better this time than it did that time. And then I guess the other reason is AI can get a little crazy sometimes. I'm sure you've seen it. So it's always good to have two options to choose from. All right, and then lastly, we want to choose our size. So I'm going to do this. We have a bunch of different sizes in here, especially for social media. And I'm going to choose this kind of like TikTok style one. All right. And then You guys, hopefully you're going with me because we're going to have something really cool to show super soon. So what you're going to do is click generate video clip, and that is going. All right. So again, all we did was have to upload the product photo as a reference image and paste in that scene by scene. Make sure you go through and edited it and click generate. So because generation takes 5 minutes and I don't want you to just like stare and I don't know, you know, start scrolling or whatever, I did go ahead and generate some ads for the shoes already. So we're going to go ahead and watch it. And somebody did tell me that there was no audio. Let me see if I can fix that. Give me 1 second. It's a bummer. Okay, I guess it is not sharing my system audio, but I want to give these to you guys because the audio makes it so much cooler, which is a little frustrating that you can't hear it right now. But it's so very like boing boing, like so on point. Like a sound engineer made these. So, but go ahead. I'll just show you these for now. Super cute. And then these use the same prompt. So remember how I said like same prompt gives you like same but different, if that makes sense. So you can see, and what blows my mind, so remember that thing I told you earlier, that claymation, typically you get 1 to 4 seconds of usable footage per day. Like, look at this time comparison of how quickly we didn't need to storyboard anything, really, like, didn't take a long time storyboarding, but just how fast we made this. And that is usable. Like, I would run that if I owned this company. So yeah, so let's show you some other cool things too, is we can go into tools here and I'm going to do all tools. What do I want to do? We're going to do image ad generator. Okay, so we're going to do add media. I'm going to add our product. All right. And let's go ahead and choose a couple ad styles here. So right now, what I'm walking through is making some static ads in a claymation style. So these are basically some styles of ads, right? So we have social proof where they have reviews, we have UGC, we have kind of meme or social before and afters, infographics, core benefits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a lifestyle and I'll choose a hero shot and let's use those selected styles. And what I love about one of the kind of like nice things about Kreator that is very thoughtful what we do is that we pull all of your product info each time, like after you create a product, so you don't have to put in your core features every time. You don't have to put in new testimonials each time. We make it super duper easy. If you created a brand, I did not for this product, but let's say you have a brand that has specific guidelines, it will cross-reference that and make sure that we're only using the certain colors that you want, only using the certain fonts. But for right now, we did it. So one thing I want everybody to take note too, so we did do 2 ad styles here. So let's make sure we click 2 down here. And again, let's do it kind of TikTok style sizing and let those generate really quick. Another thing that is really awesome. So I created a really cool ad for a product called Gray Matter. Let me show you what that looks like. So this was, I've been having a time with the claymation, you guys. Okay, so this is the ad that I made for Gray Matter that I really liked. But I wanted to be like, oh, I want this on like a different size, like for YouTube, for example. So what I did was we have this really cool tool that is brand new and it is called, where is it? Right here. So it is called our video ad cloner. So what I did was I inputted this size and then I literally just told it I want it in a YouTube slash LinkedIn size. And it popped out exactly the same thing that I wanted right here. So, and what I love about it is if you think about it, like the TikTok size only showed like this much, right? It didn't show what was on the sides, but the AI agent was like, oh, yeah, let's obviously make the space a little bit bigger. And it does it so on point. It's like, it's so perfect. I don't know if you guys, yeah. And I wish you guys could hear the sound, but I will figure that out next time. So yeah, so recap, we learned about claymation style. We learned about the uncanny valley and why it's so important to like use charm, use humor, and we can like really take advantage of AI to not only look realistic, but to do other cool scroll stopping stuff, right? We made a few, oh, I didn't show you those statics that we made right here. So you could get some really cool, you know what I mean? Like I was playing around with it earlier. So making those statics as well. Okay, so next steps, I want you guys to go in the circle community, show me what you guys made, and make sure you tag me. Because yeah, I think what's cool about it is everybody's version of ridiculous for their product is going to look very different. So you might get some cool ideas and you might get inspired. And if you're like sitting here like, huh, like what circle community? So it sounds like you must be new here and welcome. And so that being said, I know I promised this before, but if you are not a Kreator user just yet, we are running something super amazing and it is 50% off your first month. So this is kind of you made it to the end of the webinar and a thank you for doing so is a kind of a special offer for you. And what's awesome, what we also created was an onboarding checklist. And when you go in and get onboarded, you get an additional 5,000 credits. That's about 50 nano banana images. So it's a lot of credits, right? Once you complete that onboarding checklist. And so if you are a current user and you haven't done that onboarding checklist, that is a bonus that is available for you. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, I think the circle community too, once you do become a Kreator user, is awesome because we are there to give each other feedback. We're here to see what's working, what's not. And yeah, so my homework for you, if you're a current user, go ahead and post into Circle. Feel free to tag me at Kyla Trell. And for non-users, your action step here is to use this trial. I know one of my team members is putting that link in the chat for you as well. And use that code Kreator50 to get 50% off your first month. And that's on any plan. So pretty amazing. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for sticking through it. I hope you got some cool takeaways about Claymation, the Uncanny Valley, and how to make some really cool stuff for you. And for the live viewers, we are going to continue into Q&A. So, all right.